Welcome back! Earlier this summer at Muslim Fest, we met two young budding artists, Moez and Yusra, a brother and sister flute and guitar duo. We sat down with them to learn more about their music career. What motivates them to create the type of music they do? Does their faith play a role in the music and the songs they compose? What challenges do they face as Muslim artists, and what advice can they offer to aspiring artists? Here's their interview now.
Here it comes, it's that blessed month. Eat before the dawn's out, pray before.
Myself, I'm a vocalist. I play guitar, right? And that's a pretty standard thing that you might see out there for performers. But Yusra and I, what we've done is we added the flute, so she accompanies me on flute, and we've composed songs together, and we do renditions of different songs in a unique way with flute and guitar. It's not a very common mix of instruments that you see, and it brings a different flavor. There's a lot of things you can do with it. So
we also have, we bring in more of a Middle Eastern type of vibe as well to our Western sound. So I think that adds on to our uniqueness as well.
Yeah, just as a part of our identity. We've been born and raised here, but our parents are from Tunisia, so we've got, you know,
we have the Middle Eastern influence.
We've got the Middle Eastern, North African, influence. So even Yusra, one time we were talking, and she was saying, I have a certain way of doing the flute or playing the flute that's different than other people. It's like this natural way that she plays the flute. She's got a certain flutter, a certain vibrato to her playing, and it's come from her Middle Eastern or from her North African influence. Although she's playing a Western instrument. Right?
And although I was classically trained here in the West, I've been classically trained for 9 years to play on the flute. And there's a specific technique and a specific way to play the Western style. But I found that I was using different types of timbres and different types of colors in my sound. And that's most probably coming from our Middle Eastern influence that we were brought up with.
Help me feed my soul.
There tends to be a lot of shallow messages in most music that we hear nowadays. So we focus a lot on the message, and there tends to be a lack of artistry and creativity in the actual songs, right? So we're always looking to improve on our skills, respective skills of guitar and flute and the vocal parts, but we really think it's a very authentic way of doing music, so that's why we do it this way.
You don't hear as much live music anymore. A lot of it's recorded, and we kind of want to bring that back and keep it alive. So by having live music, it maintains that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like it's a big difference. Live versus recorded CD. You can hear it on a live performance. When you've got actual instruments on stage, it brings a whole new experience. It feels a lot more intimate, and it's just a lot more dynamic. 100% my faith is reflected into my music. And I'm the type who doesn't like to separate deen and dunya, which basically means, so deen is religion and then dunya is life. I think the two need to be mixed together in a way where they are integrated, and so when I'm doing music, which is part of the worldly affairs and part of life, I need to reflect my faith into that. So it's literally a direct mix.
And also a big part of Islam is keeping the ummah together, right? And music is a beautiful way of bringing people together. So it's very much rooted in our deen, right? And music is just our means and our way of trying to do that, trying to accomplish that. He's a songwriter. I give him my two cents. And pretty much based on what the structure he's come up with, I compose a flute melody to accompany him. But we bounce back and forth ideas, and then eventually we come out with something.
Yeah, and she's more of the technical music and music geek, I would say, because she's learned all the music, she's been through school music, she knows the theory so well. She can read music, I can't read music. I've just got an ear for it, and I'm very into melodies, so I think it's a good way we bounce off each other, you know, so.
Right on time, it's been a while, time to fast, take it slow, help me fade my
Sometimes people aren't really okay with what we're doing in terms of music, using musical instruments, and that's a totally respected opinion. I do respect that opinion, but I think us as a community, we need to get out of this, you know, nitpicking on each other and looking for ways to divide each other and find ways that we can unite each other. So I do respect people who think what we're doing is not necessarily the right way of doing it, but at the same time, we need to also recognize that, you know, there is more than one opinion about this. So that's one struggle. The other struggle, I would say, and I think we're actually getting past that. I mean, I'm finding more and more people are, you know, overlooking that and looking at the bigger picture, which is prioritizing our bond as a community. That's the most important thing. So that's the first one. And the second one, I would say, is just artistry in general. Like, we need more Muslim artists to come out with more original and genuine music that is reflective of who they are. That's what we're humbly really trying to do. We're trying to, you know, be ourselves and put something out there that really reflects who we are. And we think there's a lot of potential within the community, within the youth, and we just want to see the industry develop. We just want to see things get a lot higher in quality.
Fruits of the struggle.
I guess I would say the power of music and its influence is what keeps me going, and it's encouraging us to keep this up.
Something that inspires me a lot is the actual Quran itself. The Quran is, first of all, a great source of so many things you can talk about in songwriting itself. You can extract so many lessons from the Quran and make your own metaphors and this sort of thing. But also, the Quran is recited in a melodic way. So I've actually gained a lot of inspiration in terms of how I compose things and how I write things from different Quranic melodies, if you will. So that's definitely a source of inspiration for myself. And like Yusra said, just seeing that people see that there is a need for this keeps us going.
Envy and lies, oh, devil's all gone, locked up in chains. So anything I do, I guess it's me.
To any aspiring artist, I mean, try as much as you can to reach out to the mainstream, and really, because it's all about unity. Not just unity within your own community, within the Muslim community, like that would be the case for us, but also unity amongst people. Some of the thoughts I've been having recently is, you know, I want to create songs that any average person can identify with or can understand, even if they're Christian or Jewish or atheist or anyone, as long as they get, because we have central values in Islam that are identified with everyone. Everyone can feel. So why are we limiting ourselves to only a few people when we can inspire other people as well? So I think
that's dawah essentially.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how you're gonna give your dawah to the non-Muslims.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean,
it's by reaching out to them and staying connected with them.
Hey YouTube, we hope you benefited from this video. If you liked it, or if you didn't, let us know in the comments below. And if you're interested in learning more, check out some of our other videos. And don't forget to subscribe so you can get new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.